Check, check. Hi, Glasgow. Guys doing all right? Did you enjoy my hero, Mike Doty? He's a great, great man. One of my favorite poets of all time, including Walt Whitman. So, you know how this goes because you've been here before. What is the first song we're gonna play? It's Truffles. That's what they said. They know what's up.
Such a badass, you think you're such a roughneck. But I saw you outside eating truffles with your moms on the patio. I think it's really sad, though, until you quit bugging me. Cause I saw her outside sucking egg in the bottom of the bus of the Iron Maiden cover band. When your pencil neck breaks, when your bird chest takes it, when your pencil neck breaks, when your bird chest takes it. I'm just another gringo, a bitter jalapeno. But I get more mantequilla in a week than your bitch ass gets in a lifetime. I'm stepping on the landmine, you're gonna shoot your eye out. I'm thinking what in the Sam Ham is going on with your moms and the clocks and the skirt wouldn't pop up on my country with the flag on her face and a sawing dick. When your pencil neck breaks, and when your bird chest takes it, I'm gonna win when your pencil neck breaks. And when your bird chest takes it, I'm gonna win when your pencil neck breaks. When your bird chest takes it. You think you're still a badass? You think you're still a roughneck? Well, let's take this outside.
What's next? Sunshine! That's album order. You guys better be careful. Teenage Dirtbag is fourth. Is it fourth? No, it's third. What the fuck? I only recorded it 15 years ago. 47,000 times. Sunshine!
When I look at your face, I see dirt. All the sunshine you blow up my ass starts to hurt. And I don't really mind nothing in your eyes. It's no surprise to me. There's a rocket I built. It's under my kilt. It's coming to blow you away. I was a jerk and I did the work for somebody else's dream. I took the chance and I lost my pants in somebody else's dream tonight.
depend on your size.
The thing that I built, it's ripping my kilt. It's coming to blow you away. I was a jerk and I did the work for somebody else's dream. I took the chance and I lost my pants in somebody else's dream tonight. Now I think that I'm going to bed. As the image of you and your crap leaves my head. T-20 tomorrow, rocket flies,
And it does not depend on the size.
There's a thing that I built, it's ripping my kilt. It's coming to blow you away. Everybody sing woo-ha! I was a jerk and I did the work for somebody else's dream. I took the chance and I lost my pants in somebody else's dreams tonight. Whoa-oh.
That's a very interesting picture. He's got that weird photo of me drying my armpits with a fan.
Oh,
Not with a human being, with a...
circular.
That would be really... That'd be something like Elvis did that or something. Yeah. Welcome to Graceland. Just bring your head over here for a second. Let's play something more difficult. Let's play 14. You know 14? From our newest album. I'm breaking it up. You ready, Glasgow? Is anybody here actually 14? Yeah, a few of you? Yeah, okay. This one's for you. Josephine, don't be mean, I wasn't tryna. Josephine, don't be mean, I wasn't tryna. You bear the scars of this dark time forever. You will hear that survival is some glorious endeavor. But you're 14, and there's something. But I don't think it's your fault. I don't think it's your fault. When they say they won't help you through it, it's just because they can't. What's the next song, boys and girls? Lemonade. I heard a lemonade. I heard a little respect. Which one is it, Matthew? Lemonade? Matthew is the undisputed song dispute settler. You guys want to hear something interesting? I'm just remembering this. 15 years ago, almost to the day, we played at the Philadelphia Spectrum with another band, the Bare Naked Ladies. Now, I don't believe in magic and hocus pocus and everything. But nobody talked to anybody about us being in the same place 15 years later. That's weird. Also has nothing to do with anything, because this is called Lemonade. Just tell me his name. Just tell me you didn't get laid in our bedroom, and was it the same? Just tell me if his dick is bigger than mine. Do you remember the way it was when I was home before I left you all alone? Now what I mean, portrait you and I, it's all that I can think about when you tell me that you're cheating. Like me, I'm a portrait you're living me with you and I, it's all that I can think about when you tell me that you're cheating on me. I knew that you would. I knew 'cause you told me it runs in the family, and I did the same. So I guess that I deserve half of the blame. Do you remember the way it was for us before all of the blowjobs on the bus? Now what I mean, portrait you living me with you and I, that's all that I can think about when you tell me that you cheated. Like me, I'm a portrait you living me with you and I, that's all that I can think about when you tell me that you cheated. Tell me that you cheated. Why should I care about the long run? What should it matter to me? I always knew I'd end up with no one. Now I know that the end is near, 'cause you replaced me. Just tell me his name. Just tell me you didn't get laid in our bedroom, and was it the same? Just tell me if his dick is bigger than mine. Just tell me his name. Just tell me if you didn't get laid in our bedroom. Just tell me it. Just tell me if you didn't get laid in our bedroom, and was it the same? Just tell me if his dick is bigger than mine. Tell me that you cheated. Tell me that you cheated on me. So, following with tradition, I was given a cold by the Irish, and now I'm sick in Glasgow. It's okay, it happens every year. I've never played, like, not since 2007 have we played a show in Glasgow where I wasn't sick. But you know what happened before the show? Mike Doty gave me Sudafed. I'm not adding anything to that. That was like, yeah. What's the next song? A little respect? Respect, respect. Am I in tune, Matthew? Does that sound like it's in tune? We sound like we're in tune? Okay.
I tried to discover a little something to make me sweeter. Oh, baby, refrain from breaking my heart. I'm so in love with you, I'll be forever blue. That you give me no reason, you know you're making me work so hard. That you give me no, that you give me no, that you give me no. So
You know what that felt like? You know that stupid movie Bloodsport? You know at the end when suddenly he sees without his eyes? The Jedi magic bullshit part? Where it's like... I felt like that in a good way during that song. What's next? I'm hearing some Leroys from the front. What does the back have to say about Leroy? Okay. All right, Leroy it is. You need water. Oh, you need water? You got the hiccups. You have the hiccups? Are you serious? You're smiling too much to have hiccups, you fucking liar. She's like, yeah, I've got the hiccups, yeah. You do need water, seriously. I do have lots of water. That's because I need lots of water to sing like a girl. Okay, this is how this one goes. He's got the dirtiest shoes that I ever seen. Chew on a blunt, wipe his butt with a magazine. Smoking his crack, wash it down with some gasoline. Still he push the button, he ain't frontin' when he speaks to me. Oh, you know it's only shaking, don't break it. It took too damn long to make it. Just a pimp with a limp and some Vaseline. Told me to look over there, stole my nectarine. So don't turn your back on me, Still he push the button, he ain't fluttin' when he speaks to me. Oh, you know it's only shaking, don't break it. It took too damn long to make it. Leroy is my mojo man. Leroy is my mojo man. They come and take me by the hand. 'Cause Leroy is my mojo man tonight. It took too damn long to make it. Leroy is my mojo man. Leroy is my mojo man. They come and take me by the hand. 'Cause Leroy is my mojo man. Leroy is my mojo man. Leroy is my mojo man. They come and take me by the hand. 'Cause you're done now, huh? Yeah. You finished with that. Okay, good. Are they gone? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. You know why it's hot? Because you guys bought so many tickets that this room is over capacity. You're heating up the place. We very much appreciate your warmth. Matthew, what does Kesha look like?
Oh.
No. We're on Kesha's side on this one. Yeah, big time. Matthew, what's the next song? Oh, God! Cheeky. You know what? We'll play you Fairweather Friend in a little bit. Is that okay? First, we're gonna play Break It, Don't Buy It. New song that we love to groove to. Are you ready to get your groove like? Everybody do this just for 1 second. All right, Matthew, start playing that shit. All right, so are we back to album 1? Glasgow. Special place this is. You know, this is my new guitar. A lot of you know that the old one had the Scottish flag on it. It's retired. Yeah, I'm gonna have to I wanna get somebody to paint it on here. Like a big. Anyway. In time, all in time. So what are we doing next? Wanna do Love is a Mutt from Hell? All right. Ready, boys and girls? A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a story about a friend of mine who's abnormally intelligent. He could bust a fatty rhyme even when he got up in the blunt.
In the blood?
But that all changed when the girl who he lives with came to town. He let her take him away from me, so I had to ask him how. That's when he said she takes advantage of me, 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 she even knows where I be. I think eventually she'll make a meal out of me, because love is a fun from hell and I can't live without. Love is a fun from hell and I can't live without. One of these days I swear I'm gonna get out. So baby, love is a fun from hell and I can't live without. That's why I'm talking to you now. Sarah lives with Bradley now, and I guess that is how she wants her shit. He needed a place to stay, so it's of mutual benefit.
Boba Fett?
And I stopped by on my way to Pomona yesterday. She sat down and spilled her guts to me, and that's when I thought she would tell me she's good. Instead she said, he takes advantage of me, 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 he even knows where I be. I think eventually he'll make a meal out of me, because his love is a fun from hell and I can't live without. Love is a much from hell and I can't live without. One of these days I swear I'm gonna get out. Baby, love is a much from hell and I can't live I'm talking to, that's why 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 I'm talking to you. Cause your love is a much from hell that I can't live without. Your love is Gabrielle Sturbans is putting a new battery in my back so I can be like the Energizer. She's very technically savvy, that Gabrielle Sturbans. Did you see her set earlier today? She writes beautiful songs, has a beautiful voice.
Aw, shucks.
Aw, shucks. She's a beautiful person, too.
So much.
We are really lucky this tour. We have the Hipstones on tour with us, Mark's band. The legendary Mike Doty. Huge influence on our first record. You have no idea. We threw out 2 versions because it sounded too much like him. Our new drummer, Leo Frary. The dynamic duo, Matthew Milligan and Joey Slater, who make up the Ventura Project. These 2 right here. Dynamic duo. You like that? You can deal with that. Were you just gonna go in the back and get something? What were you gonna get? You're gonna get a towel. Oh, okay. Mark's got one for you, see? See? See how lucky we are? What? Oh, the baby, yes. It's actually, the Hipstones is a trio. Where's Gabby? Gabby Looch.
Gabby Looch.
There's 2 Gabbies on tour. There's Gabby Looch. Say hi. Come out and say hi. Come out and say hi. Come out and say hi. Yoo-hoo! All right, what's next, kids? Are we playing another first album? The London Sun. All right. London Sun, if you want it, you got it. That's how it works, kids. You shout it. We play Middle-Aged Dirtbag. We've not written that one yet. Let's do London. Socrates, you got nothing on me when it comes to overthinking. Paranoid is how I prefer to be. Into the ground I'm sinking. And you call and you say to me in your ordinary that you can't help me out of the ordinary.
You're just like the London sun, man. You rubber and tongue it before you begun, and I won't feel like the only one who would stand there and smile and try to be fun when I say, hey baby, what went wrong? We go back to beginning, to stories too long to be told. Like you were the only one who ever got left in the dark by the London sun.
Hurricanes are blowing out my brains, but my eyes are calm and hollow. Airplane stalls, from the sky it falls. You can read the news tomorrow. And you call and you say to me in your ordinary way that your life has become too fucking ordinary.
You're just like the London sun, man. You rubber and tongue it before you begun, and I won't feel like the only one who would stand there and smile and try to be fun when I say, hey baby, what went wrong? We go back to beginning, to stories too long to be told. Like you were the only one who ever got left in the dark battered London sun. Battered London sun. Battered London sun. Battered London sun. Battered London.
Boys and girls, we're going to have a guitar string changing lesson right now.
First broken one of the tour.
First one on stage of the whole tour. Let's go! See, you do it. You bring out the power. Like all those years ago at the Barrowlands. Was anybody there for that? You were there for that? Remember the epic shoe fight that unfolded? All right, we're back, kids. Brand new string. You got so many towels, you don't know what to do. What's the next song? I Am What I Is, I heard. Holy shit. All right, we haven't played this one in years. This is the second time on tour that we're doing it? All right. Here we go. Wow. I think I can. I believe in myself because you believe in me. Ready, guys?
Christopher calls me, he calls me complaining. He's already waited too long to begin. The world is on one side and I'm on the other. And I read in a magazine, I am what I is. I am. Brian the actor, he caters on Saturdays. With cufflink and bow tie, he can bring me a drink. He tells me he sweats it like pig in a blanket. And I ran out of toothpicks, but I don't have to think. And I am. And everyone loves you when you've already won. And I'm here to tell you that I don't care if I turn you down. I will hear you say I am what I am when I am what I is. When I am what I am, then I am what I She lives with her parents. She saves all her money so she can spend it in Spain. Her mom's doesn't get it. She says to forget it. And I told her we're different, but she knows we're the same. And I am. But autumn will come, and everyone loves you when you've already won. And I'm here to tell you that I don't care if I turn you down. I will hear you say I am what I am when I am what I is. When I am what I am, then I am what I Oh, Christopher calls me. He calls me complaining. When I
Thanks, guys. Thank you for that request. We haven't got a chance to play that in a long time. Thank you. So back to album 1, I think. Is Hey Mr. Brown? Is it Hey Mr. Brown or Wannabe Gangster? Okay, quiet for a second. Let's figure this out. Hey Mr. Brown, shout. Wannabe Gangster, shout. Oh, it's gangster by a nose, isn't it? Yeah.
But everyone wins, because we do both.
Shout contests are inherently sexually biased because, and I know this because I have a voice like a girl. Girls are louder than boys. But you know what, boys? We'll get you right after that. Ladies first. Wannabe Gangster time.
Bass.
I am a wannabe. You better be careful around me. I come from far away, where Mustang dreams are made. And we are fashioned in the image of the dawns who have come before us. We all kiss the rings of sand like our fathers told us. Cause I'm on. You better go back to Coleman. You better go back to Coleman. You better go back to Coleman. Go back to far away. Like a lemon pie yelling mode, my 9 is easy to load. All hail Jericho, turnpike take, that's where I go. To learn the things about the universe I'll need, so I can build a stampede. And I'll be all up in your face again. I'm all up in your face, cause I'm on. You better go back to Coleman. You better go back to Coleman. You better go back to Coleman. Better go back to far. Oh, wannabe gangster, victim of the chromosome prankster. I thanks ya. Sit back in my chair to contemplate my hair.
Oh, damn, a week of coma.
Yeah, but sure, I'm looking snappy. I'm nappy, I'm crappy. Got chippy, extra happy. So now I'm trigger happy, girl.
Did he just rhyme happy with crappy?
So you just wanna get with this nitwit cheese whiz or not? Then I'ma have to blow up your mailbox, biatch. With toilet paper in your front yard. Should've cops some suburbs called. You gotta let me go cause I know that I'm on. This deal is for real. You better listen what I'm telling ya. Cause I'm a wannabe motherfucking kid. You better go back to Coleman.
Wannabe gangster.
You better go back to Coleman.
Wannabe gangster.
You better go back to Coleman. Better go back to far.
Wannabe gangster. Wannabe gangster. Wannabe gangster.
Glasgow.
So, that leaves us with Hey Mr. Brown. And is that all of album 1? No? What, Jackie Chan? Jackie Chan and Hump 'em and Dump 'em. Oh, we better get going. Okay. So Sorry, I was having a really good time. All right. Hey, Mr. Brown, hit it, Leo.
Man, I think it's just a little sleazy. You said you was like butter, but you're cheesy. You treat me like I'm spinnerbait. Go fish off some other dock. Hey, Mr. Brown, don't have a cow, just come and see me. Mr. Brown, don't have a cow, just come and see me. Mr. Brown, don't have a cow, just come and see you. Gonna have to prove it to me. If I don't call you back, well then your head spins. I told you what I think you should get in. It's just another interview. They don't even know my name. Hey, Mr. Brown, don't have a cow, just come and see me. Mr. Brown, don't have a cow, just come and see me. Mr. Brown, don't have a cow, just come and see you. Gonna have to prove it to me.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna tune up for Jackie Chan. It's professional. You really know you found somebody, Glasgow, when you can share an uncomfortable silence. Pulp Fiction. All right, so, Jackie Chan song. There it is. Okay, let's do it.
She's got it made, 'cause he's the man who can do exactly what he has to. He'll do with just his hands. She's got a plan, never can be seen. Standing on his feet, protects Uncle Andy. Shadow Khan and Deadly, he would rather laugh than like his mama. Right, you gotta like his Jan. Where's the talisman? Gotta find it now. You always do somehow. Just got a plan. He would rather laugh than fight a stronger, but you gotta like his Jan. Where's the talisman? Gotta find it now. You always do somehow. Jan. Where's the talisman? Gotta find it now. You always do somehow. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Government. Your wife is a clown, she's in town, she gets with some other guy. Are you gonna finish your fight? 'Cause I'd like to give it to a kitty cat. That is right. Yeah, I know it's time. Let's go! Here we go again, another up on top on situation. Here we go again, another up on top on situation. Here we go again. Here we go again. Now I know what you like, man. I don't think I like it. Here we go again, another um situation. Here we go again, another um situation. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again, another um situation. Here we go again, another. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again, another situation. Here we go again, another. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again, another situation. Here we go again, another. Here we go again. Here we go again. Now I know what you like, man. I don't think I like it.
Matthew, are we plumb out of time? We are? You know, Glasgow, I think you know what's in my heart. I think you'd know that I'd prefer to stay here every night and revisit what is undoubtedly, and I don't mind saying this right now, the finest show of the tour so far. It's because of you. It's not because of us. Because of you. So, is it dirtbaggity bag time? Parting is such a sweet sorrow. Oh, fair with a friend, fuck. Shit. We don't have time, do we? Mike, do we have time for two more or just one? He gave one flash. Two? He gave two? Okay. Fair weather friend it is then. Hey, fair weather friend, you know you're ripping me down again. And I don't care what you say, I can tell when we play that you don't believe in me. So this is how it'll end. Like it was always a waste of time. And I got no place to go. I think I'll call up my bro, see if he can help me out. Cause his lyrics don't fit this song. One, two, chorus, 2, 3, 4. Hey, drummer boy, do you remember the beat that we played in the street in the faded summertime? Hey, you keep me hanging on. Now I got nowhere to go. Call up my bro to believe that he can save my eye. What you think about with a friend? Hey, mystery man, ain't you the guy with the master plan? I'll watch you sit on that fence just like a fucking parents. They never do like me anyway. And there won't be rest while you look for some greener grass. No, I can't be the fool to watch you pushing your stool and stick around just in case you fail. Go find some other bitch to nail.
world and melt with you. I step away. You've seen the difference, and it's getting better all the time. There's nothing you and I won't do. I'd stop the world and melt with you.
All right, it's dirtbag time. Okay, I just had to tune because it was professional. You ready, guys? Hit it, Mark!
Dream about her, she rings my bell. I got gym class in half an hour. Oh, how she rocks in Keds and tube socks. But she doesn't know who I am, and she doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. Her boyfriend's a dick, and he brings a gun to school, and he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. He lives on my block, and he drives a Nyrock, but he doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. Ooh. Yeah, dirtbag. No, she doesn't know what she's missing.
Where's my friend Mike Doty? We just can't continue on without you, man. This is not going to be a show if you don't come up. There he is.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
What are you guys up to?
We're just playing a show. You want to join us?
Yeah,
If
totally.
we give you a beat, can we have some of that fantastic poetry?
Well, yes, you can, Mr. Brown.
That's very generous of you, Mr. Doty.
I wrote a mash note. It said, there isn't us. I wrote it on your car in the windshield dust. The loneliness is loud tonight, skin tight, but you can snuff it like a pilot light. I wanna go where you are, send you my ghost in a mayonnaise jar. For real, yeah, for real, for real. I give you every charm that I know how to steal. I could be the speaker for your microphone. We could get together on the memory foam. The only here is here, dark is dissipating like a bad idea. We've got everything but time. Let's go out in the sunshine. Everybody say, oh my God. Oh my God. Say, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. Say, oh my God. Yeah, fuck it. Say, oh my God. Yeah, fuck it. Now scream!
That was an extremely sensual poetry lesson you just gave
Oh,
it.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I do my best.
It's really like some Walt Whitman shit in there, you know? Making me feel stuff. Should we break this down? Glasgow, we've said it before. You've taken this song and you've turned it into our management. You've turned it into our record label. You've turned it into our PR company. We don't need any of those things because of what you've done with this tune. If it's all right with you, we'd like to keep it that way.
Man, I feel like more. It's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold. She's walking over to me, this must be fake. My lip starts to shake. And how does she know who I am? And why does she give a damn about me?
I feel like I want to hear you sing it first. Are you okay with that? Don't want to put you on the spot or anything. Are you ready, Glasgow? 1, 2, 3. She said I got tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you. Wow, Glasgow! That was absolutely gorgeous. Oh, you can always be relied upon. Shall I do it?
She said I got tickets to Iron Maiden, baby. Come with me Friday, don't say maybe. I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby like you.
Oh yeah. Dirt.
She doesn't know what she misses. assassin, sent to kill by your captain, on a homicidal mission just to cut me down, down, down. On the 14th level, we gonna fight like the devil. Up and down, paint the town, blood and guts on the walls. And it's true, I was a fool for you anyway. Yeah, it's true.
Custom.
All right, we're gonna go live in a second, you guys.
How exciting.
Okay, now,
Q&A will begin momentarily.
Wow.
So exciting. Matthew.
there it is.
Oh
Did I
my
do it?
God.
You sure did.
Did it, Matthew? You did it.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna turn off because the TV is gonna be slightly back.
Oh, we're on the TV.
Yeah, we're on TV.
Very.
That's so cool.
Cool. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Wait, I'm just telling people that there's a live Q&A happening.
Yeah, that's fine. Hi, people in the chat. So we're this is most of us.
We can't hear you.
I think they
Maybe the volumes.
can you hear us now? I think they can, yeah, because I just checked it there.
Okay.
Everyone can hear us. Brandy, don't pretend like you're not making noise. But anyway, yeah, this is pretty much all of us, and as you can tell, we're mostly in our separate homes, except for the pairs of us who live together. But we're doing the quarantine thing as we're supposed to. Oh yeah, a bunch of people saying hi. But I mean, so before we like take questions from people, just thoughts. I love the fact that we have Brandy here, who that was shortly before he joined the band. So that was what'd you think, Brandy?
Yeah,
How
tell
we
us.
do? Obviously not as good as now that you're here, but you know.
Right. I mean, Mark's playing was fine. I mean, it was great. You know, actually, I was so distracted by the relief of not having like a knot in my stomach, wondering what like attention-seeking behavior I was gonna do and like, what little like flubs I was gonna make, or like, oh, here comes my solo. How's it gonna be? So I was like thoroughly a fan during this one. It was great. Uh-oh, I don't hear you.
Nobody said anything.
Nobody said anything, Brandon.
We were just letting it sink in.
Yes.
Zoom jokes.
And I had no context, and I have no context for like the state, everyone's mental state prior, and so everyone just seemed like they were like having the best time, and like because sometimes when you're like there, sometimes like Brendan could have been sick and like feeling under the weather and like I've been like just turned it on. You know, but I have no idea. But it looked like he was having the time of his life.
Well, Brendan was sick. I remember very clearly that in the build up to that show, you were really concerned about your voice because you had a bad cold.
I was a wreck, man. I think it was it on that same tour? Was it the Newcastle gig where I actually kind of lost my cool and like.
Yes, it was that tour.
Yeah, I got so pissed off. I went to sing and like nothing came out. I was just too sick to do it, and I was so frustrated. I kicked a huge dent in my guitar case.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I roundhouse my guitar case.
Oh, yeah. What is this? So you didn't have a backup guitar at the ready?
Oh no. I totally did. It wasn't the guitar. No, the case.
I'm sorry. I totally.
The show that we just watched.
The show that we just watched. You busted a string, and the over-prepared, like well-rehearsed Brendan Brown did not have a backup guitar at the ready to just switch out.
You did have a backup guitar at the ready, but you wanted to change it. I don't remember why, but you wanted to change that string on stage. So for the people who are watching this. In that moment in the show, what we did in that gap, because there's like a cut, that whole show is just an uninterrupted live, like that was the full concert. And there's a gap in the middle where Brendan changes the string, which is why he's like, we're going to do a string changing lesson. Okay, now we're ready. And it's in that moment, we did a cover of Shake It Off by Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
And I removed it from this stream because I was a little concerned. I didn't want it to get pulled. I was afraid it was going to be a copy. I just didn't want to go down that road. But it is going to get posted. I'm going to post a series. Actually, some of you guys don't know this. The band doesn't know this. We did a whole bunch of covers for Patreon over the last, and most of it was like late last year. And I'm going to post all of those on YouTube for everyone to enjoy like, in the next couple weeks or so. And I put the Taylor Swift one in there.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll get to see us do, we messed around with that song a bunch, but at this show was the longest we ever played. Like we pretty much did the whole song. And Sturbans, I don't know if you would remember this, but like, so we did like verse 1, chorus 1, verse 2, chorus 2. And then we got to the hip hop break in the middle.
Yeah.
And we all stopped because we didn't know what to do. And you and the audience just went through the whole rap in the middle. It is fantastic.
I didn't remember
It's
that.
so great.
That's
so
better
good.
than our
Oh, that's
concert.
really good.
Probably, yeah. No, that's actually why I cut it, because I thought it was going to upstage us. People are going to just want us to do Taylor Swift covers
All
forever.
No, I was sick. Matthew, I was going to ask you, can you please remind me, or anybody remind me, was that before or after the Paris trip? That
was before.
Okay. So
that was relatively early in the tour. So you got sick, and then you got better, and then you got sick again.
Yeah, I got sick a second time. Oh man,
We actually had to skip a show in Germany on that tour because Brendan was so sick.
Yeah, we canceled the German show. God damn it, that sucked.
which ended up working to in my favor because then I got to go to Germany on the next tour, and I had never been.
Right.
Make up that show.
That's right. Yeah. We did make up that.
Do you remember we actually loaded in to the German show, and it was Cologne, I think, right?
It was.
And we loaded in, and everybody set up, and I was like gonna do the show, and I was lying down in the dressing room, and I had took a bunch of stuff, whatever, and I stood up. Mike kind of came and got me, and I stood up to walk across the room, and I was like, "Holy crap, I'm going down!" And I actually like grabbed the table, like on my way, like to fall.
Magic.
I was like, whoa! I had to grab the table, and that's when I knew. I was like, "Oh shit, this is really bad." Like,
yeah.
I have a fever and everything. Man, yeah, being sick on tour.
Yeah, I think that's the only time we've ever done that, where we actually loaded into a show and like fully set the stage, and we were ready to start the sound check, and then we got the word because you actually, I think the venue brought in a doctor for you.
Yeah, they did.
A doctor came in and saw you in the dressing room, and the doctor was like, "You shouldn't do this. Like because you were so short of breath that even like walking was challenging for you."
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "You're gonna pass out on stage."
Yeah,
you try to sing.
He said you shouldn't. He said to me in a very sort of like exacting, like perfect.
Please do the German accent.
No. He, I forget the exact words were so perfectly like, it was something along the lines of, "There is no cause for you to work this evening," or something like that. Like what he said in English, it doesn't matter what accent it was. The words he chose in English were so like, "Don't do this."
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I remember from my perspective, it was like, if you were saying I can't do the show, like that has never happened. So it was like, you must be really sick to not
only one
to
other
say you
time.
can't do the show. That was shocking.
Just the one time in 2007, and then again in 2015. So it was
2015. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it's like 8 years of touring with
Sure.
Only 2.
So like in the next year or 2, you're due to do it again.
Oh man, I don't want to bring the mood down, but catching COVID on the fucking tour bus does not sound very like exciting to me.
Remember when we came back to Cologne and it was mega sold out? Like it was a tiny room for 150 people, and there were 300 people in there.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a crazy show in Cologne. Yeah. I'm not sure.
That was heaving.
Yeah, that was a.
Oh, thank you.
That was the last show of that tour. Oh, it was the last one before we did Isle of Wight.
That's right.
And then drove back and did Isle of Wight Festival.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's back when we were good.
Somehow we got better. I got better. We had a couple days off, right?
Well, it was like a 2-day drive to get back to England,
I slept and slept. Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I remember the food at Isle of Wight. It's not nice to say back when we were good, when it was before Brandy was in the band.
No, Brandy was there for Isle of Wight, right?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
What?
Brandy was? No.
What?
Brandy was there for Isle of Wight.
Brandy did Isle of Wight.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, was that the same year as the show we just watched?
No, that was 2017.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I'm confused by what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
These awesome fans like owned a brownie shop or a coffee shop and had brownies.
So there's a picture of Brandy and I housing these brownies. That's how I know Brandy was there.
I was so hungry, and I like turned to the what are the odds? I turned to the right, and there's these 2 guys like on the other side of a fence that are like, "We love you guys. Here's some brownies we made." And it was like, done. Right up.
Yeah.
Lashes.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a Q&A. We haven't answered a single.
Hang on, wait. Look.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so wonderful.
Take me back.
I forgot about that pick. That's a good one.
That was right after our set ended, I think.
The Isle of Wight City where the brownies are good and the girls are pretty.
Okay, yeah, so let me check the, I'm just going to scroll back here and ask questions. So we got Giuseppe, and actually somebody else asked too, wants to know if any of us like play video games or have an Xbox. I don't have an Xbox. I have a PlayStation and I have a Switch. So I play games occasionally. Leo is,
PS4, and the last game that I beat was Resident Evil 3, the remake. Anyone play that game out there? It's pretty
Anyone
good.
on the Resident Evil 3 tip?
Too scary.
Too scary for Joey.
Fun fact: Matthew really struggled and debated whether or not to buy a Switch for a long time, and did not buy one last year, and ended up going on like 4 tours. Probably spent more time away from home than he ever has ever, and then got home and then got one right before it was time to quarantine.
That's
Yes,
perfect.
it's true. Brandy was trying to convince me last year that I should buy myself a Switch that we could tour with it and I could enjoy playing games on the road. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I waited. And then this year, for my birthday, Joey was nice enough to get me one. And she was like, now you have a thing you can use for all of the touring we're going to do later this year.
Wait, Leo, you put your glasses on.
So I got my computer protecting glasses because
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I think they're called blue light filter.
I wanted to get them for him, and he was like, no. He said no.
Yeah.
No,
Sounds like him.
I started getting headaches, man. It was I've never had to wear glasses before. So
Well, you look handsome, and they look
Yeah,
nice.
you look great in glasses, man.
yeah, I kind of like them too. I think they're cool.
Nice.
But they're helping me. They're helping my eyes be a little less fatigued from all the online work. You know?
That's
Sure,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
So what do we got in the world of questions? And
I'm asking a lot of people now want to know about video games. I'll tell you what, guys, I will post. Does anyone else have a Switch? Is it just me?
I don't have a Switch. No.
Okay, I'll post my Switch code if people want to become my friend on Switch.
Joey, come here, buddy.
But I don't have Animal Crossing yet, which is funny because just the other day we noted that somebody made Animal Crossing merch or like Animal Crossing gear of Wheatus, and we just were talking about it in our little group chat. I'll leave it there.
Wait, no.
No, you want to?
I didn't understand what it was.
Brendan didn't know what Animal Crossing was, you guys, so he sent us a picture of an Animal Crossing wardrobe with the Wheatus
Well, wait a
logo
minute,
on it.
hold
And he
on,
was like,
fucking-
how does this work? Is this for sale?
No,
And it
the
was great.
tweet was in Japanese, Matthew.
I was prepared to let you off the hook for this. Did you hear me do that? I was going to not bring it up. Brendan doesn't know what Animal Crossing is, you guys.
I
You gotta
do
tell
know
him.
it. Dude.
Everyone get on Twitter and tell Brendan about Animal Crossing.
No.
And then somewhat we'll get Brendan a Switch. Actually, you know what, Brendan? I think that you would really benefit from that. It's a very relaxing game. Calming. You just get to be on your own private island. You can fish. You can wear your own merch,
I want
apparently.
to go fishing so bad.
I know Animal Crossing is a game, but what is it?
It's like you have your own little private island and you build a house and you collect you look for little animals and bugs and stuff and you can trade with other people and it's like a Sims sort of game where you build your own
Sims and Pokemon combined.
sort of like a Sims meets
I already
Pokemon.
did that in life when I was a kid and just looked up for bugs and stuff.
Right. Remember how great that was? Now you can do it on your computer. Now you don't have to leave the house. You can still do it.
That sounds like the perfect thing to do during quarantine. You know,
Apparently it was I've seen joking posts about how Nintendo coordinated this whole thing because it's the ultimate quarantine game.
all right.
Yeah.
People are doing
Hold
it in life. Everyone's leaving the city. They're like, I'm gonna go to the Hamptons for 4 months. See you later.
Yes.
If it's your own island, who are the people on it?
Well, it's you to start, but you can invite friends to join you, and you can invite them over in the game.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
you
Do
can
they
be like,
take
"Come
a
on
vote?
over. You want some coffee? Check out my Wheatus shirt."
I want to play this now.
Yeah. I'll post my friend code in here. I don't have it handy right now, but I will post it in this chat very shortly, guys. Don't worry.
Does anyone play Mario Kart on your phone? Because I need to make 2 more friends to get 3 rubies. I only have 3 friends.
Is it fun?
Animal Crossing? Oh, Mario Kart?
Yeah.
That's the best question ever asked about Mario.
Mario Kart is really fun.
We love Mario Kart.
Wait,
yeah.
and you can play it on your phone?
Yep.
Oh, hey, Brendan, you know who's in the chat is Kevin Eeks.
Oh, Eaches.
Eaches, sorry, yes.
Yeah,
and he
hey,
said he's going fishing tomorrow.
What's up, soldier? How you doing?
He's going fishing tomorrow.
Where?
Oh, wow.
Where are you going fishing, Kevin? And And hang on, I'm gonna go through. Can we get Wheatus tracks for Rock Band or Guitar Hero? Didn't we get Teenage Dirtbag for? Was it? I think it was Rock Band, right?
So we have the new stems. It has to be authored, right? So
no. But before that, I think there was a version of Teenage Dirtbag that pops up on.
There is a version, but it's not publicly available. It was never released.
No, not the Guitar Hero thing. There was a downloaded version of Teenage Dirtbag on I think Rock Band that came out last year.
I don't know about that. I saw somebody make a fan video, but I didn't see. Or somebody made their own version fan video. With the
guys, check it out. I think you're forgetting, Brendan. I think we actually did license that. I think it's I think on Rock Band it happened last year.
Well, maybe I did forget. It's impossible.
Yeah,
it's impossible for me not to have forgotten.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so
Mario Kart.
All right, Joey's gonna post her Mario Kart friend. We're all gonna make new friends in Mario Kart and Animal Crossing. This is great. This is definitely worth it.
Mario Kart on my app store.
It's
called Mario Kart Tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a lot. Brendan, just so you guys know, our people who are reading this, only I can see the chat, or Joey and I can see the chat, but I don't think everybody can. Or are you guys watching the chat? You are, right?
No, yeah. Well, we turned it off.
Oh, you guys are not. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm gonna post my Mario Kart code thing on the Wheatus fan page on Facebook.
There you go.
I'll do that later.
No Coffee wants to know, do we miss playing in Germany? Absolutely,
yes.
We do.
Oh, yes.
I love playing in Germany.
Yeah, so much.
Ich liebe Deutschland.
They put out so much good food before the concert and feed you so well.
I know, it's the best. Germany's the best.
Yeah, we actually, I very much miss that. We got lucky. We did 3 shows in Germany. It was 3, right? At the start of the last tour.
Yeah.
That were fantastic. I wish that, well, we were on a roll. We were doing more and more in Germany over the years, but hopefully that will continue once we're able to get back out there.
Remember?
What happened?
Remember?
We had a day off in Cologne. Yeah.
Fun.
We had a really good time. I remember.
Is that when we took Benson to the cathedral?
We took Benson to the cathedral.
And Brandy, maybe?
I think you were with us, right, Brandy?
I think I might have gone.
I remember that. I was so mad because Benson wanted to go to this like vegan place and it was such a long walk, and I'm not a walker. All these people love to walk, and it's like, oh, it's just down the street, and it ends up being like 5 miles. And Gab and we took a cab back to the bus.
You know what I did? I remember what I did that day. I went to that Persian place that I really like, the Iranian restaurant. I forget what road it's on, but it's always right near the.
It's near that coffee shop that we all went to.
Yes, it's down the road from the coffee shop. Yeah,
that's right.
And
the coffee shop that lets dogs in.
Yeah, Persian food is my favorite food in the world. Persian and Mediterranean, and that Persian takes it by a nose, but
sorry, I'm just trying to catch it. There's a lot of Will Council wants to know favorite song that you've written. So I guess we'll start with Brendan on that, but then if people want to chime in, like, what's your favorite Wheatus song?
Ooh.
Obviously, no one's gonna hold you to this.
That's funny because there's like songs you like, songs that like you're glad you wrote, like proud that you wrote, but then there's like songs that you enjoy playing live, and they're not the same necessarily.
You go through stages too, right? Like I've definitely gone through a lot of different favorites over the years.
I have mine ready to go for you guys.
Leo, go.
Leo, go.
So I've actually never played this one live with Wheatus, and I've been wanting to, and we almost did when we played the Knitting Factory show in 2000.
I think I know what it is now.
Freedom.
Yeah, Freedom Song.
Holy shit, man.
We did that as a Patreon exclusive. Yeah. At one point, I think because you asked for it, Leo. I think we did a series where it was like, right?
Choices.
Yeah. That's a hard song. That's a tough one.
You remember how
that's a good one.
Do you remember how like there was a time when we made the Jupiter EP? We made that album live. Like we recorded that together, standing in the same room. So we played those songs hundreds of times, maybe even thousands of times, Matthew. Maybe like.
Probably some of them, maybe not Freedom Song, but like a few of those, because we did them live. Like when we were recording Story of the Eggs, we did that a lot of times.
So many times.
Yeah.
That was too much.
Yeah.
Say that again, Leo.
Did it actually get to thousands, or is thousands an exaggeration?
That sounds like an exaggeration.
I don't
bet
know.
I
I
bet
mean-
it could have been in the multiple hundreds, but I think that just sounds impossible.
The reason why I'm saying Story comes to mind because when we were recording Story, we actually like, and Brendan can attest to this, like the outro of that song actually developed over playing it. Like before we even started recording it, it's funny, we don't play it live anymore, but the tail end of that song, there's like a whole like tag at the end, another bit. And that was one of those things that like we played that song live over and over and over again. And every time we played it, we added a little bit, like it got composed from many, many takes. It was like basically like in the studio replicating the process of playing a song on tour for years. And we just did it over and over and over again. And the next thing you knew, like little like snare drum fills were there and Gerard added a little lick here. And like everything just kind of came from the process of repeating it over and over again. It's the only time we ever did anything like that.
Yeah. It was subtle changes in our approach to how it went. And then then eventually it was like, okay, that's it. Now it's done. But I think that could have been in the thousands. Story of the Eggs could have been in the thousands.
We did that a lot of times.
Yeah. It was like, Leo, it was like maybe playing it like at least 50 times a day for like, we were in the studio for 6 months.
Wow. 6 months? Was it that long?
Yeah, right, Matthew?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, it might have even been slightly longer than that because we did, the other thing was we recorded the whole thing and then you started to mix it and then you actually called us back to redo So Old and Told.
Oh,
because we weren't happy with it and we went back and probably did another at least 3 weeks. We originally did it too fast, I think you said. We slowed it down.
Yeah.
That was a quite a process.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's another one I like a lot that I haven't done. I would like to.
Yeah. Well, for next time we're gonna have to do so much of that
we
stuff.
still haven't actually answered the question. Leo answered the question.
Leo answered, yeah. Brendan, do you have a favorite? Just
live, I'd have to say it's 14. It's just
14.
Just every time we play that live, it's just like, oh man, like it just feels right, you know?
Yeah.
And from the writing standpoint, you know, you guys don't know this. I didn't tell you any of this stuff yet, but there's one that's developing in the Lost Songs like B-side of the 2020 re-record that is we're working on it today. Actually, it keeps coming back for more. Like it's expanding in a way that most songs don't when you record them. You know, a lot of times you make a song and you turn it into a recorded version, you stack up everything you know about it, and like sometimes you're just verified and sometimes you're wrong and you have to change your approach, but rarely does it go, no, also this, you know, and it expands itself and you kind of like wind up like, holy crap. And that is happening right now with one of the Lost songs. So it's a song called Mope. And Brandy, I think that the synth, the intents, we did like, we just consolidated them today. There's like 8 or maybe it's 10. There's 10 different synthesizer tracks on that record that you recorded down different parts, and spent the whole day, the whole morning actually, like fading them in and out of one another. And a lot of the sounds, Matthew, that we picked that day were kind of like inspired by the movie, the Nicolas Cage movie Mandy. That soundtrack. So I haven't done, it's been a very long time. It's been like since maybe like Hand Over Your Loved Ones, since the last time I layered keyboards like this, where they're like stacked and stacked and stacked and they take over different parts of orchestration. And that has been happening with this song. So and the lyrics really kind of like finally figured themselves out in a way that's very almost topical, weirdly topical now. So yeah, I'm excited about Mope. But aside from that, songs that you know, it's definely Valentine. I'm very sort of proud of the composition on that.
You said 14 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, I know. That's for live.
Oh, for live. Okay.
Yeah, that was for live. But Matthew, you know, also there's like these triumphs that happen in the studio. Like I made Matthew throw up with Lullaby in the studio. Like it took such a long.
Not really a triumph though.
Well, because Matthew did everything despite being nauseated by it. and it like it came together and it works. And I listen to that on Spotify sometimes. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. But but for writing, I'd say it's Valentine.
Yeah.
Cool. I would say for me, actually, you know, my favorite might be, I usually think of this in two lenses. I think of it like one was like after I joined the band and one was before, because I think of those differently. So my favorite Wheatus song from like while I was in the band is actually probably Valentine as well. And my favorite from before, we actually talked about it in the chat while it was happening, I think I will say is I Am What I Is. That has a real special place for me.
Really? Wow.
I love that song. Well, again, I mentioned it there, but like that is, I have a very vivid memory of when I was talking to you, it was before I joined the band, and we were just kind of discussing the realities of me joining the band. And you played me, you were mixing Too Soon Monsoon at the time, and you played me an early mix, like you were working on that song. And I loved it so much. And that was like my moment of like, I want to join this band because I just love that track so much.
Wow.
That's
I didn't
cool.
know. I think you told that story a few times over the years, but I didn't remember how exactly permanent that was for you. That's
Yeah, no, I visited your studio in Northport, and I went down to the basement. You had the console, and that was just the track you were working on that day. And I was just like, this is so good.
And I was like, don't join this band.
And you were like, you don't want to do this. And then you played me that song, and I was like, I'm getting mixed signals here. Randy, what's your favorite?
That song for me was That's True and Whole Amoeba were like songs where I was like, man, I'm excited for this band. And but as a listener, I like Lemonade and playing live. Oops, wait, where did you go? Oh, there you are. As a on stage, I like You and Your Super Guitar because it's like two keyboards and it's very like hand choreo that's like this. And it's just fun to do. It's like you're swimming.
Yeah.
Brandy and I like the exact same songs. My favorite is That's True, Whole Amoeba, and for live, Break It. But I also love live. I love doing stupid guitar too.
Yeah, we don't
Get
do
the
that
same
very
one.
much.
Huh?
But You and Your Stupid Guitar is also one of my favorites. And I think for me, the best songs that you've written, Brendan, are Break It, Don't Buy It and
Also really
Valentine. But I also love Something Good is in my top 3. And I also have a soft spot for I'd Never Write a Song About You, because I remember hearing
Good
it
choice.
as a B-side so many years ago, and then it got lost, and then it was like just, you know, I think I re-downloaded it from LimeWire or something like that.
Yeah. Joey, your version of Something Good is better than ours. Joey did a really good piano version of Something Good. That's so
True,
good.
yeah. That's a long time ago now. You gotta
Amazing.
dust that
It's
off.
not as good as Sweet Potato, but it's better than ours.
It's close. Another question here that I really like. Craig Himmelberger has asked, has Nicole Kidman ever acknowledged? He doesn't say it, but I'm going to be.
Leo's at it. Leo's like, fuck this shit.
Nicole Kidman, he's got to go. Has Nicole Kidman ever acknowledged BMX Bandits?
I don't think so. I have a very vague memory of somebody asking her about the film and her not responding or something like that. I don't know. No, not to my knowledge.
Yeah, I was gonna say my recollection, because I remember looking into this at the time. I think she does not like that movie.
Okay.
I think that's a bit of an embarrassment for her. So I think that which it shouldn't be, because it's awesome.
Yeah,
but,
it's a little like walkie-talkie heist movie.
For people who don't know, if you really don't know, there's a Wheatus song, which I'm surprised that we didn't play BMX Bandits at this show.
Yeah,
because it was a very high energy show, and I feel like that would have fit in really well. But we have a song called BMX Bandits, which is named after a movie that Nicole Kidman made it was probably early 80s, right?
Yeah.
Called BMX Bandits.
Maybe 83 or 84, maybe even 85.
Yeah, that is kind of a goofy, silly, like teen bicycle drama.
A romp.
Is that a genre?
It's
No, it's my new band, Teen Bicycle Drama.
Teen bicycle drama. And
it's a caper, Matthew. It's a caper. It's a team caper.
It's a
movie.
bicycle caper.
Yeah.
And it's great. But I guess for her, as now a serious actress, it's not like her finest moment.
It's not Eyes Wide Shut.
It's no Eyes Wide Shut. But
it's no Birth.
Yes. I'm keeping scrolling through the questions here. Ian Samuels wants to know, do you ever get tired of Dirtbag?
Never. No, Ian, I've never gotten tired of it. It's really hard to sing and play. It requires a lot of focus. It never gets like stale. The crowd is always so into it that it's almost like we have to remind them that we're trying to actually play it, it gets taken away from us while we're playing it, kind of thing. It doesn't ever get old. It's just I don't know.
I agree. It's too fun a moment on stage to really be annoyed by in any way. Like it's very, the reaction is always so positive that it's hard to not be equally psyched about it.
Such overwhelming joy. It's just yeah.
Just like your bandana, overwhelming joy.
Face masks also double as like things to help tame your hair during this time.
There you go.
What can I do here, Brandy? Should I just shave it off again? I'm really sick of this crap already. Like usually I just grow it out and it gets long like Matthew, but now it's just like, I don't know, it's like COVID hair or something.
I would defer to Gab's taste since she is in the room and I trust her taste.
Have you cut your own hair at home during quarantine?
Not yet, but we will.
Oh, nice.
Right? Well,
I mean, I've cut my own hair at home, quarantine or not, for the last 30 years.
So you're very well equipped for this current situation.
Yeah, I just clippers, gone. Next.
A question from Michael Heisman. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. What's your favorite cover that you recorded and why? I like this because we can include some of the covers we did recently, which a lot of these people don't know, but they will soon enough. So we can kind of tease some of the stuff that we've covered in the last year.
I always wind up loving each one of them for some weird different reason.
Yeah.
When we did Friday I'm in Love by The Cure, that one is just very extremely emotional song, and it's so simple. It's like 4 chords, but it's so easy to screw up because there's just that song is so like there's so much like joyous, like heartfelt stuff in it. I personally have good feelings about the way that we played the trees on that one video. And then of course the live version of Time Stands Still is really satisfying. Anytime you get a Rush song right, it's like you climbed Mount Everest.
It's a real rush. It's a rush.
It's a real rush.
But like it just, it's a real challenge, and they all ride on some kind of weird knife edge that you have to be super focused and in understanding of, so
yeah.
But I don't know, Matthew, what's your favorite cover? I think the best one we ever recorded was Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
There you go. So I have a little bit more connection to these than you guys because I just rewatched them all because I was preparing for this thing. So you guys have probably forgotten some more. Watching them back, we did a really good job. We covered the song Growing on Me by The Darkness. And the recording of that is so good.
Gab loved it so much she could not stop singing it for days.
Honestly, like I'm so impressed with how well we did that song, because sometimes it's funny, like in the moment when we're doing it, like especially when we're doing covers, like in that sense, like it's hard to explain to people who are not there, but there's a real feeling of like we have a lot to do and we got to get it all done. And when you're playing these songs that you don't know that well, you have a sense of like, that was good enough. Let's move on.
I'm not sure. Do people fully understand, Matthew, what we're talking about? That we almost don't rehearse the songs at all. We kind of basically learn them all separate from one another and come together and play them in a very short period of time. So there's not a lot of like you know, working them up and getting good at them. We don't have a chance to get good at them. We
did a series. We did a series for Patreon where we a lot of it was Patreon member requests. I'll take this opportunity to plug our Patreon, patreon.com/Wheatus, and you can make us play things that like The Darkness, because that was not our suggestion. That was a fan suggestion. And we worked up that in like from basically start to finish, we worked up that cover in an afternoon with another song. I think we probably did 2 songs that day at least.
Yeah.
And that was hard because there's a lot to digest in there. That's not our whatchamacallit, exactly like this typical style that we play in. So it felt different in some ways.
You know that song, this is a real trick. Like The Darkness really killed it with that, because when you listen to that song as a guitar player, you think, oh yeah, that's right on the nose. Like I know how to figure that one out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you get to playing it and you're like, well, actually, this is pretty peculiar. This is like, it sounds simple and it sounds familiar, and it's so immediate and right there in your face. But it's actually, I think that that Justin is a pretty strange songwriter, even though it seems like he's taking a lot of like old formula stuff and putting it together in like glam rock and, you know, Queen or whatever. But no, he's still like, he does some strange stuff, and that's why that song Growing on Me is hard to play that way. So is Love Is Only a Feeling.
That's
we didn't cover that, just if you're wondering, we didn't actually.
He's got some weird like hybrid, you know, chord changey stuff. It's hard to describe. You have to, when you get to know the song and you're like, oh wow, that's what it is. Shit.
Yeah.
But,
anyway, so I love that one, and I also really loved the cover we did. We did a cover of "I Don't Feel Like Dancing" by Scissor Sisters. That also turned out really
That's
great.
another one
Another
that
hard
sounds
one,
like
yeah.
it's obvious, and then you're like, what the hell?
Yeah,
how long it took you to figure out the beginning of that?
I do remember.
Oh my god. Couldn't do it.
Leo, did you have a favorite of the covers that we did recently, or ever?
I would say that live, my favorite cover to play is that AC/DC one that we do.
Oh, Rock and Roll Damnation.
Yeah, Rock.
That is
Rock
fun.
and Roll Damnation. Yeah.
That's a cool one. And Jane Greenwood, our merch friend, lady, family member, is a big fan of that one. She always holds the signs up for that. So
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jane always wants to do that.
When you get the tempo right on that song, that shit sizzles, man. That is like,
yeah,
it cooks bad.
Sturbans.
My favorite cover that we do is not actually one that is fun necessarily as far as like my backing vocal part, but
Sure.
I love when we play it, and I love to listen to it, and I really like enjoy listening to more to you guys, but it's Music at Work. And I love the time.
Also really fun, yeah.
Yeah, like so like my part is like not that interesting, but like
Sure.
I love listening to you guys play it.
Nice.
As far as to play, I guess I would go with Leo on that, which is Rock and Roll Damnation is fun as far as like what we do.
Yeah.
What me and Jonesy do is fun.
Yeah.
Randy.
I loved the Scissor Sisters because of the piano part, and then I loved Grace Kelly because
yes, Mika, Grace Kelly, we did as well. That'll pop up soon.
I always,
Cool too.
when I first heard Brendan, that was one of the first things I thought about when I heard how high he could sing. It made me think of Mika and Rush, and
there you go.
And then I also loved Wilson Phillips because I mean,
Wilson.
Done.
That was fun. That was fun.
Hoden.
I know there's pain.
Heaven is a Place on Earth was fun.
Oh, that was fun.
Oh yeah,
that was fun
and
too.
even the Skater Boy was pretty
I was going to say, I think that's my favorite just because of all of the covers we did for Patreon. You doing the How We Rock Each Other's World bit is like my favorite thing that Brendan has ever done.
Honestly, guys, people who are watching this, if you have not heard the Skater Boy thing yet, you are not ready. It is wild. That's actually the perfect example of the fact that like we really did work that up in a very small amount of time and just kind of did it, and then the result was so weird and funny that we were like, that's it, that has to be it.
Like the first 2/3 of it are actually quite good, and then it just like goes off a cliff.
Yeah,
there's
The
a lot of
train
words.
is
There's a
falling down.
few wrong chords. There's so many words in that song.
I was
When I
saying-
get the opposite lyrics to each other, you say something like, "He's just a man, I'm just a man."
Well, yeah,
And it's like,
there's a lot of confusing pronouns in that song.
Any more obvious?
He's just a girl. Yeah. Oh God. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I'm catching up. We got asked by a couple people about the documentary and where we're at with that. So Ian Jones is actually in the chat here. I think he still is. And Ian is, and Anthony actually, I think is in here as well. Both of them are
making a movie.
Both of them are making a movie about us that has been in the works for about 10 years. And it's still relatively, I mean, it's approaching completion. We actually, like us, Brendan and a couple of us watched like a preliminary draft of it for the first time a couple months ago. And it's not quite done yet. There's Ian, he's in the chat. It's not quite done, but it's getting close, and they have already done an amazing job. You know, this is kind of new for us. We've never done the whole world of like releasing a documentary is foreign and kind of unclear, like exactly how it'll happen. But once the movie's done, I think we're going to explore the different ways to release it and see if we can get, you know, distribution and all that kind of stuff. They'll have more information. But at the very least, if you are seeing this and you don't know already about that, if you go on Facebook and Twitter, I'm not sure if they have Instagram, but Facebook and Twitter, the movie is called Wheatus, You Might Die. And if you search for that, you'll find it. And you should definitely like those pages and keep an eye out for updates and all that. So no documentary yet, but I would say in a normal year, I would say it looked like it would be done by the end of this year. But given the current state of things, I would not want to make any promises about anything. But it's not far off. I mean, it's getting there. So
can I just point out that Ian had a bit of clairvoyance on this. Ian and Tony were about, I just called him Tony, AD, we're about to fly
this
over.
This is a song about a superhero named Tony.
Yeah. AD Lane and Tony were about to come over here the last week of February, I think it was. I was set to pick them up, I think, on February 22nd or 23rd. I forget what day.
Must have been something like that, right?
And Ian, on their way to the plane, Ian got a weird feeling and decided not to get on the plane. And he was right, because the next week turned into Corona shitstorm.
Yeah.
So nice, good looking out there,
Intuition.
wizard.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's true.
Another detail of the passing of time, and since February, feels like a million years ago now. But
yeah, Sarah Harvey wants Gabrielle to know that your hair is beautiful. Just a little shout out from Sarah Harvey.
Well, let me just mention, I haven't had a haircut in 2 months, and I have no plan on doing it myself. So let's offer posterity. Okay, it's here. Maybe by the time we're done, maybe I'll be tripping on it. But thank you. What?
You tripping.
You tripping.
Don't even trip. Sarah also said, which I think is interesting, because she said your impromptu Africa cover was awesome.
Oh,
but,
that was fun.
But wait a minute. When did that happen? Did we post that?
That was in a parking lot.
No, that was
Is it the parking lot thing?
Yeah.
It was fun.
So I have a friend called Orlando. He's a great friend, but he puts me in situations that are, let's just say, the possibility of embarrassment is high. And like he asks me to do these things, and sometimes I don't really understand what he's asking, but he asks in such a nice way that I feel like I should definitely do it. So one of those things was a parking lot sing-along, karaoke style kind of thing of Africa in the parking lot of a Weezer show, which was like really strange, but it turned out it was on the radio, like broadcast to a bunch of people. So I'm the dickhead because I didn't know that and went ahead and did it anyway. So to be perfectly honest with you, and I like Toto a lot. I like Toto, but the one song I'm not crazy about from them is Africa. I don't really know why. I didn't like it as a kid. I don't like it now. Like, it's just a weird pick. It's not a thing. It's just like, I don't like it that much.
I like it.
You know, I prefer Rosanna. Like that's my jam right there from them, you know.
Rosanna Dana.
Yeah.
Rosanna Dana.
Yeah. And anyway, bands from that era, I would throw on Steely Dan. That would be my first choice. But whatever. Toto's amazing, you know, whatever. But the point is only that, like, I tried to explain that to him. I was like, the whole idea with covers, man, is like you do a song you really like, you know, so you can like get into it. And he's like, you like Africa? And I'm like, I don't really like Africa. Like, it's like, how could you say this? You know,
seriously,
bro, seriously, how do you not like that?
That's
like,
Orlando.
I don't
You guys
fucking like it, man.
Orlando might be watching this. Shout out to Orlando.
Shout out to Orlando. Yeah, I hope I did okay on Africa.
Fun story about Orlando. He's like this big person, like a muscular-ish.
He's got muscles, yeah.
Buddy has a Wheatus account, by the way, Instagram account called Teenage Dirt Bud, and
shout out to Teenage Dirt Bud.
Has a serious attitude problem and does not like to be picked up, and does not like his autonomy to be, taken away. Yeah. And Orlando, big Butch Orlando, just like walks in the door and just like scoops Buddy up and puts him in the thing, and Buddy just like fine with it, and everybody was like, "What?
That's crazy." Didn't Buddy fight him or what?
No. Not even.
Shockingly,
he just like accepted it. It was weird. I don't know how that works.
Yeah,
he does that with me when he gets me to sing Africa.
Can I just say something about Buddy?
I'd love it if you did.
So Buddy is like, he thinks he's a prince, and he sits on a couch either in this room or in the other room, and he whines and he makes these noises until I get up from what I'm doing, walk into the room and scratch his back. And then I leave. And then within another minute, he's like, he doesn't come to me for me to scratch him. He summons me
he calls
from the other room.
He's like, I'm ready for my scratching
Yeah.
now.
He is a real diva. That's it.
That's great.
That actually
no, it's not.
I'm just going back through the comments a little bit here. Somebody pointed out that at one point we used to cover a partial cover of Seven Nation Army.
Oh,
which is
yeah.
true.
It's true.
That was like a string change cover.
That was a string changing song. That was a different era's Shake It Off.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was always people. You know what? That was easy applause.
Yeah.
Audiences love it. If you play that riff, it's universal. Everyone's on board. It's amazing. It's a testament to that song. That works everywhere.
That's on Get
Nobody
Behind
doesn't
Me,
like
Satan,
that.
right?
It works.
Is that on Get Behind Me, Satan?
No, that's on Elephant.
Oh, that's right. It's on Elephant.
It works 100% of the time, 70% of the time.
70% of the time, it works
And
100% of the
Seven
time.
Nation Army is Shake It Off is the new Seven Nation Army.
There it is. Have Taylor put that on her Instagram account.
Yeah. You love Seven Nation Army. You will love Shake It Off.
Somebody asked, speaking of covers that you didn't play for very long, how much fun was What Makes You Beautiful?
Sorry, what?
Oh, What Makes You Beautiful?
Somebody wants to know.
One Direction, returning the favor.
Right. Okay.
Returning the favor at all costs, it turns out. I almost got beat up for playing that song one time. Was anybody there at the, where was that?
Margate.
Margate. Yeah. Margate.
Oh, hey, this is a good question from our friend Thomas Dexter. How did Brendan and Phil meet?
That's a good question. I was, I think, a sophomore in college, or maybe a freshman in college, and I was 19 years old, and I went to a coffee house in Garden City called MIB, M-I-B, and I went alone, just like to check out the scene, because it was like a people playing music kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy playing songs there called Greg Jones. And Greg is still a singer-songwriter and puts out records and stuff. He was really good, and I wanted him to be the singer in my band. So I asked him if he was willing to do that, if he wanted to start a band, and he said no. And I said, well, in that case, do you know any bass players? Because the band that I was in at the time needed a bass player. So he said, I do know one bass player. His name is Phil, and he gave me Phil's number. So I cold called Phil, and wow. Phil said, I don't play the bass, but I can try it. And so he and I kind of worked up the songs for this band that we were in at the time called Moxie. And there was a girl who sang and wrote the music, was called Jeanette Kime. I think she works for Creation Records now, Matthew. I think she's like over there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We got in touch again like 2 years ago. But anyway, she was going to come to a show on the Busted tour. So after that, we were in that band for a little while. And then we kind of like lost touch with each other after that band broke up for about 3 years. And I was in Sam Ash 3 years later. I think it was probably 96 or so. And I knew Phil and trusted Phil a lot because I liked him when we kind of hit it off back when we were in a band together in like 92 or whatever it was. So he was there in Sam Ash 4 years later. And I said, hey man, I'm just getting this record together that I want to make. And here's one of the songs. And I played him Teenage Dirtbag in Sam Ash in like 95 or 96. So that's how we started working on the first Wheatus record. He was on board before everybody else. Like he was the first one to start helping me do it. So
guys, if people watching this, the lesson is go to Sam Ash's and Guitar Centers and play your music out loud.
Yeah, go to coffee shops and ask people to join your band. And if they say no, ask them if they know anybody else to join your band.
Yeah, and then follow those people around.
And then stalk them and live under their porch.
Yeah. Ian is saying Moxie did the theme tune for the Ben 10 cartoon. I have never heard of that.
So I think there's a few.
You know Ben 10? Oh, Joey knows Ben 10.
I think there's a few different bands called Moxie. Is he sure this is the one that Jeanette was in?
I have no idea. Are you sure, Ian?
Well, she may have. She was very, very talented and very driven, so she may have gone and done that. But I wasn't part of the operation at that point in any case.
There you go. Oh, I love this person's name, Galarian Drifloon.
Woo! Wow.
Shout out to Galarian Drifloon. That is a great name. That might just be your YouTube name, but I'm into it.
Sounds like a superhero name.
Have you ever played any really weird venues?
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about weird venues we played in. I think that maybe we can start to wrap it up after that.
I think I've heard, wait, what about the one? I've never been there. It was before I was in the band, but you guys told about, maybe it was in Kansas or something.
Alabama.
With 7 people and a staircase or something.
Alabama, we played an arcade, but it was like a weird one. Like,
oh wow.
Remember
that? Yes, I remember the arcade in Alabama.
Yeah.
We blew the power in that place.
Yeah. The arcade, I remember you and me, Matthew, we played a show at Papacito's in Brooklyn.
We did play at a Mexican restaurant.
Did I see? Was I there?
No.
Oh.
That was before we met. It was like 2008.
No, it was after that. You might have been there. I don't know.
Was John Vlashevsky there that night?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
He was.
I don't know if I was there.
Maybe you were. Yeah. It was Cinco de Mayo. We did a Cinco de Mayo show at Papacitos.
That's right.
I was there.
I guess Meow Wolf counts as a really weird venue. And also I feel like honorable mention to the watering hole in Perranporth, because it transforms from daytime, it's casual,
Dog.
beachside, dogs everywhere, family friendly, and then the sun goes down and it's like raucous.
It's like dusk till dawn and then fucking.
Yeah, it's frightening. It's a great rock show, but it's a frightening transition.
Just as a random note, a few people who are in the chat who are on our Patreon are very excited because once again, they get their favorite recurring segment of Gabrielle describing places.
Yeah.
That's a recurring theme. If you want more of that, just join our Patreon. Yeah, so Perranporth is a good one. We also have Ross and Ollie in the chat. And
Hey, guys.
Ollie pointed out
How's Zelda?
how Zelda, yes, Ollie left for a little while to take care of Zelda. Yes, a few people who have followed us around are now watching this and have pointed out a few places. So Tunnels in Aberdeen.
Oh yeah.
Which we have had amazing shows in that place.
Mushroom
That is
Farm.
definitely a weird room.
Yeah. You may come out with emphysema.
Yes. I think Tunnels is now shut, by the way. I think that place is gone.
Shame.
Thekla.
Shame.
Thekla is amazing, but Thekla is literally a boat in the water, which is crazy.
One
But
of my
super
favorite
fun.
venues of all time. That's
Oh, we
also
love
one of the best sounding venues ever.
I'd like to honorable mention too the Black Rhino Game Lodge.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one.
We played in a safari park in South Africa.
Oh my God, I forgot that. Wow.
An impromptu show at a safari park. That was pretty weird.
Did we do a good job? Did people like it, or were they like, "What the fuck?"
Brandy and I just got to watch.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was it just the two of us who were watching, Brandy? I think so.
I
right?
think so, but now that this is brought up, I've had a reminder like once a month ever since we've been there to upload that and send it to everybody so that we could, because I recorded the whole thing.
Oh,
and,
cool.
Oh yeah, send it to us.
Yeah, now
please
it's
do
become
send
like
it.
background
That's awesome.
noise that I like hit news, but now this will remind me to send it.
So I have a very excellent memory of the Black Lodge that you guys, Black Rhino Lodge that you guys probably don't have, right? I had a solitary experience. I think Matthew might know a little something about it, and Sturbans does. I left my phone in the cab that brought us there.
Oh God.
And it was like 3 or 4 hours from the airport. So amazingly, the guy who drove the cab came all the way back to drop my phone off. And that guy, in the middle of the night, did like a double header, like back and forth to the airport just to bring my stupid phone back because I'm an idiot. And I just want to say that's like that. There's good people in South Africa like they don't make anywhere else. Like that's above and beyond. So that's my memory of just being there in the dark, waiting for this guy in like the forest, with like.
I would say calling that a solitary memory is almost insulting because I had to stay up with you.
I said that at the beginning. I said, but
Literally, for people like, it was like 24 hours of travel. It was like 18 hours on planes. We were exhausted. We finally get to this place. I'm lying down in bed, and all of a sudden, Brendan knocks on the door, and he's like, "I left my phone. You got to call the cab company. Yeah, we got to get him back." And I was like, "This is like torture. I can't go to sleep.
I'm sorry."
I had to stay awake and call this company to try to get them to come back with Brendan's phone.
They did. They totally just.
And they did come back. They did come back.
What was the name of the largest deer-like animal? And I think it had a U in it.
The kudu?
What was it?
Kudu.
Kudu.
Kudu. You
Yeah.
do? Yeah.
Don't know how you do the voodoo that kudu.
That was a wonderful animal.
I think when I joined Wheatus in this very like whirlwind, like they literally drove by my house at the end of one tour, picked me up, and then like we went straight into like rehearsals and then straight onto tour. And the first gig was we had a little run of shows in Ireland at very random places. And the first one ended up being like in a pub and it was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And but then it got packed, and it was like, okay, well, this is cool. And then we did like a string of shows at nightclubs at like 12:30 a.m., 1 a.m. And it was like, and then it was like, stop. And then we would like play this random set in the middle of like nightclub like life. And somebody asked us if we were a Wheatus cover band. And,
That's my favorite.
It was like, and then it was like, I promise it's not like this. After we get out of the nightclubs,
I forgot about that, Brandy. Those were really weird shows to start you off.
Yeah.
Can I tell a story about the night that Brandy came home with us?
The night we brought Brandy home.
The night we brought Brandy home from the hospital. It was so funny.
I'll never forget.
So we had driven, really, really far. And when we got back to the studio,
I'll be right back.
so it's a very steep driveway, and it was winter time. So the driveway was covered in ice. And we had the van and the trailer, and Brendan had to get up this ice-covered driveway with the van and the trailer. And at this point, Brandy and I were out of the van. It was just Brendan. And him and I are walking up the driveway. And I see Brendan from down the street, floor it because he's trying to get up the ice driveway. And he starts coming up it because it's like a hill and a turn. And I know that if Brendan, it's like 2 a.m. or whatever. And if Brendan has to slow the van down to not hit us because we're walking up the driveway, he's going to be fucking pissed. I'm sorry for my language. So I realized, now I know that Brandy does not at this point, because we just brought him home, he does not know how things work. And I see Brendan flooring it up the driveway, and I grab Brandy and I pull him really fast to safety across the ice so that Brendan, who did manage to get the van and trailer up the ice driveway, but we almost had I not Brendan and I would have been flattened in the driveway because Brendan was just trying to get momentum to get up so that he didn't slide back down with the van and trailer.
That was like Brendan Brown orientation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
That was nuts. That trailer fishtailed up that
Oh my
driveway
God.
like 2 tons of grease. It was
Oh wow.
Just Tokyo drifting the van up the driveway.
Yeah, it was so cold that you opened the thing and you went to pick up one of the plastic tubs and it shattered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember that. And that's the night we brought Brandy home.
Yes, and I saw the Virgin Mary statue in the backyard, and I know it was like Italian American family with the Virgin Mary statue in the backyard. I'm gonna be okay. This is fine.
It's funny. I actually just got also watching this chat right now is Liz Brown, who sang in Wheatus for many years.
Hi, Lerm.
And she pointed out another good weird venue that we played was the way she describes it is the one in Texas, the haunted one. And I know exactly what she's talking about. She's talking about El Paso, Texas.
Oh.
And this was many years ago, but
House of rock and roll, baby.
The House of Rock and Roll in El Paso, Texas, which was definitely reasonably haunted, and also had in the middle of the floor a huge just pit, just this big hole in the floor that they put the most casual piece of caution tape around, and everyone watching us had to just stand around this massive hole in the ground. We're like, oh, this is weird.
This is weird.
This is not a hazard at all.
Sunny
Oh.
girl, hi.
There's also the haunted theater in Middlesbrough.
Yes, also in the chat, Tom Benson pointed out the haunted theater in Middlesbrough where we found a bird in a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, that place.
Oh,
was
yeah.
Literally a bird in a bucket of water.
The Crown.
Upstairs dressing room area.
The Crown. Oh my
The
God.
Crown.
Actually, the one of those first venues that I played at when we were in the club that was so crazy, and it was in the middle of the night. I didn't know what I was doing, so they just planted me, and they were like, just watch the gear. And so I like was standing there, and that became like a central hub for everybody that was trying to figure out all the logistics, because there was all this other stuff that was going on. Like a car was parked behind the trailer, so the trailer couldn't open, so we couldn't load in, and they were trying to find the person. And there was like a Glaswegian bus driver, there was 2 Liverpudlian staff people, and then there was like the club staff, and everybody was conversing in front of me, and I was the person that was there that could have been the central intelligence agency, and I could not understand any of the accents, and people kept coming there, and it was like I couldn't relay anything that was going on. I didn't know how loadout worked, and it was just like the most stressful, miserable, like,
Wait, where?
oh my God,
that?
what is happening?
Where was that?
Somewhere in Ireland, one of the first few.
It was in Ireland. So it was like we had Will, who was our bus driver, who was Glaswegian. And then we had the Irish staff. And then we had probably Tom Benson. And all of these people are talking, and Paul might have been there too. And so Brandon is just standing there like holding gear, and Irish, Scottish, and Scouse people all talking about these logistics. And Brandy's just standing there like, just like he's not understanding anything anyone is saying.
Oh my
The
God.
best language barrier story of tour that I could ever imagine happened to me after the Austria gig, Matthew, down Unselfest.
Yes.
After that show, I had to drive with a Hungarian driver to an industrial park, or a industrial estate on the outskirts of Vienna, somewhere, to cross load our gear into the cargo truck to fly home. And my driver was Hungarian, and the truck we were cross loading to was a Romanian driver, and they didn't understand each other very well. And we got the 2 trucks backed up to each other, because you're supposed to do a cross load, you gotta right? So no sooner do we do this in this industrial park that all the lights shut off in the whole park. And I mean, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was so dark. And so we all kind of got out our phones and were like trying to light stuff up. And none of us spoke each other's language in any way, not even close. So we did it though. Like somehow we pulled it off. Everybody cross-loaded perfectly. And in the dark, bumping into each other, it was one of those moments where I was like, this is amazing. I don't know anything about these 2 guys. And I'm like, anything could happen in this trailer park and no one would know anything about it.
What year was this?
This was in Austria.
This was pre,
2010, I think.
2010? Sounds about right.
2010, yeah.
Must have been the pre-headlamp days.
It wasn't. Or maybe it was. Yeah, it was pre-headlamp.
We did that. I think that was the first tour we did with Damien. So it probably was before you had headlamps. Or
right.
Maybe it was the earliest.
It was pre-headlamp.
Yeah. Fun fact: Brendan wears these headlamps that are incredibly useful for him, and incredibly blinding for everyone else around him. And when he turns to talk to you, and you're like trying to do a loadout, and you're carrying gear, and just like looks at you, and it's just like, oh God. What am I doing?
The real moment, if Brendan comes charging towards you wearing a headlamp, it's like your life flashes before your eyes a little bit.
You're pretty good at it though, Matthew. I'll look at you and you'll go, turn that fucking headlamp off.
Move it. Get it off.
That fucking thing off of me.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, we have fun.
Speaking of headlamp, there was a great time when we were in the Wheatus rehearsal room, and Brendan thought there was a bug on his face, and it was the elastic strap from the Wheatus. So he pulled it really hard and then smacked himself in the face.
I forgot about that. That is a good memory. Oh my God.
Just mid talking to Matthew. He was tall. He was very frazzled and talking and then just randomly pulls this thing and
imagine Brendan just slapping an elastic band, pulling a rubber band and hitting himself in the face with it. And just me watching him do it. I'm like, why did you do this?
I was in and out of the shed, and there's those crickets in the shed, Matthew. You know the ones, man.
Wait, which crickets? I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course, the crickets.
These cave crickets that have huge legs and it's stuff of nightmares. And I have to dive into the shed, and I had a headlamp on because we were diving into the shed at night. And I felt something like crawling on my neck, and I was sure it was either one of those crickets or a spider. So I reached back there, pulled it off, and threw it. Except it was a piece of the elastic from my headlamp. So I pulled it out as far as I could and let go, and it went.
But he did it like mid-conversation. Like we were talking about something. He was like, "I got to get to the shed," and then just out of nowhere, just pulls this thing and whips it back in his own face. And then falls to the ground in like pain and confusion.
Craig was there, right?
Craig was there too, I think.
Craig was there. Oh my God, we laughed
That
about
was an
it.
early day for Craig. He did not know what he was in for either.
And the confusion on Matt's face was like, what? Like that made me laugh even harder because he was like,
was it Brendan who got hurt from the base in the dressing room of Thekla?
Oh yeah, it cut my.
What
cut my
was that?
forehead.
What happened?
We were taking a photo before we went on stage, and I already had my bass on, and then Brendan tried to crawl under me to get to the back, and then he caught his head on the body of the bass. And it was like 20 seconds before the show was supposed to start.
Yeah.
And he cut his head open. He was bleeding from his forehead.
Yeah, 20 seconds before showtime, I cut.
It was like a professional wrestling injury. It was like it was like you had done the blade thing.
Yeah.
After a chair shot.
It was bad. It's still a scar right here. I still have it. You know, this is what happens, man. Come on, man.
Come on. All right. Well, I think maybe
we chase everybody away yet.
I think this has been good. There's still people with us, but I think we've covered a lot of ground. Yeah. This was fun.
oh yeah. Also, I was just looking at the Glasgow. That is where on my first tour. Also, we were playing, and Glaswegians were throwing out all these deep cuts, and I was like, wow, they were like really know the Wheatus catalog. And then somebody requested this island, and I thought they said The Silence. And so I immediately thought, oh, this is a deep cut. I don't know. I'm off the hook on this one. And and I control the backing, the
track.
The backing track. And so I start off the song, and then I thought it was a silence. So I just sat back, and I was like, cool, okay, I'm gonna watch a new deep cut. I don't know. And then they were all looking at me like, what are you doing? And
well, I remember looking to you like, Brandon, like, you're good. We can do this island. And you were like, I don't know if I know this one. And you were like, but I'll try. Like, you were such a good sport about it. Like, I'll try to keep up. It's like, I did not know. The Silence. Instead of The Silence. It's great.
We still call it The Silence.
We still call it The Silence,
so.
yeah. If you wanna have a fun, next time we're on tour, yell The Silence at us.
Yeah.
That's a real inside reference.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be wonderful if somebody yelled for The Silence?
I would be so happy.
You know what?
People
What day
pay
is
attention,
it?
like, seriously, ask for The Silence. It'll be great.
Guys, it's May 15th, 2020. Let's all remember this.
Don't forget.
This moment, if one day in the future someone yells out The Silence, we'll know it was from this
We'll go
chat.
May 15th, 2020.
Yeah,
This
we'll
was
be
the
like,
day that we made it
quarantine
happen.
cuts.
Yeah, and one other quick, because a couple people pointed it out. I did say it somewhere, but unfortunately the venue that we just watched the live stream of is no longer there. It burned down, and I actually just heard from someone in Glasgow that they're actually like deconstructing the building soon.
Oh.
Well, what venue was that?
ABC in Glasgow.
Is
We
that what
played that room a
used to
few
play?
times.
Yeah.
Wait a minute,
It's a
isn't
real
there
tragedy.
a chip shop near
Right
that
across the
one?
street.
It's the best chippy in the world.
Joey likes the chippy, right?
That's not true. But we it's on Sauchiehall Street. Even when we play other places, we've walked past it a million times. That was like very much a home venue for us, and unfortunately, it's gone. So
I like the Sauchiehall H&M and the Sauchiehall Pret.
yeah, there's also a Cheeky Nando's.
It's a cheeky Nando.
Ah.
But
And Flying Duck.
there's a lot of great
It's not on
places.
Sauchiehall
We love
Street, but
Glasgow.
Glasgow
Glasgow's an amazing
is-
place. All of Scotland, but I mean, truly, I was so glad that we documented that show because we've some of our best shows in Glasgow. It's incredible.
The place is like incomparable. The actually Wales, there are parts of Wales that come close. Parts of northern Wales are as exciting as Glasgow. They're like in competition with one another for great shows.
Yeah, but there aren't many places that we go to that are like such a sure thing awesome.
Wow.
Like it's always great.
Yeah, Scots will not let you have a bad show.
It's always great.
They're like, no, we're getting our money's worth.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen. And you wind up like, yes, of course it is. And you just like something amazing every time.
I forgot to tell you guys something.
Yes.
I was working on set with a Scottish girl, and we were chatting, and it turns out that her dad was an owner of Ironworks in Inverness, where we played.
Oh.
And I just like totally randomly met her in New York.
Oh wow!
On a set working, we were working. I forget what it was called. I don't even know what it was
That's
called.
wild.
Isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
It was so funny. She was
Fun
lovely.
fact. We played in Inverness, and I went to the bus to take a nap, and Tilda Swinton was there, and then I woke up as soon as she left, and I walked in, and they were like, "You just missed Tilda Swinton." And I was like, "What?"
It's true. We did meet Tilda Swinton at our show in Inverness, which was pretty weird.
That was one of the weirdest things.
That was pretty weird. Somebody is asking about. Sarah is asking about. We lost equipment in Aberdeen. I actually don't remember this.
Yeah. The Rototom.
The Rototom. Did it get left in Southampton, and then we realized?
No, it got left in the mushroom factory in the tunnels. Yeah.
Oh, so that was the place. So
we had it stored in a satchel, like and somebody the bar guy thought somebody left their purse at the bar or whatever.
Right.
So now the satchel is covered in neon yellow tape that says Wheatus written on it.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. It's a very colorful satchel now. We did get it back. She was asking if we ever got it back.
Yeah,
it was a piece of the drum kit, and we got it back.
Someone mailed it to us.
Yes.
The next
day. It worked out.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it was really wonderful.
I have forgotten all about that.
And funny enough, that gig was right before one we played in Glasgow, if I remember correctly, because we had played with the little bongos that we bought.
Yes.
And then the bongos broke at sound check.
Yeah. And that sound check, that show, Leo, that you're remembering was ABC. It was on a different tour, but it was ABC.
That's right.
Yeah, Brendan, I feel like I remember Brendan going through a lot of trouble to get these bongos. I had a lot of trouble. And it was like Leo's first little, and it was like, pop.
Instantly through the head. They broke instantly.
And
right before the show, we like try to tape it together or whatever. And as I was testing it, it broke again. And I was like, oh shit, what do I do? Do I tell Brendan? So I turned to Matt and I'm like, the bongos broke again. What do we do? And he was like, you know what? Don't say anything.
I was like, put another piece of tape on it and don't touch it again until the show. That's it. That's all we can do.
That's the move.
My God.
That's definitely the move.
And Leo's not a basher, so they weren't very good.
No. Oh God. Oh God. This has been fun, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. I mean, we haven't, it's nice to see people in the chat, but also like we don't. This group of us, we don't get to talk that often, so this is really nice.
Yes.
As you know, I don't think I'm wrong to say this, but we've all been healthy. Everyone's been well and healthy, and we're doing the thing that we're supposed to do, and we're all like kind of staying at home and taking care of ourselves, and hope you guys are doing the same. Everybody watching this, and when we get to. It was so fun, like getting to relive a show, and I don't know when we're gonna get to do it again in person quite yet, but generally speaking, we're all in the camp of as soon as we can do it safely, we'll be very, very excited to do so. And until then, we're gonna keep at work at home making new music for you guys that we're gonna still be able to share later this year. That part of our plans will not change, which is great. And yeah, and we'll do more of something soon, right? I guess.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
We should figure out how to do a live stream on YouTube of our like rehearsal time. That would be
well, it would be great to figure out a way to live. We have a lot of content. Like we can figure out a way to do some version of this again. I got to look into it a little bit more, but we'll figure out a way to do more of this. Is the short answer. So more will happen. And thank you so much to everybody who watched and hung out with us. This has been as fun of an evening as I've had in a while.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys. Be well, be safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you really soon, okay?
Look what Leo did.
Leo put a hand up. Hi.
Yeah.
Leo's clapping.
Bye, guys.
Wait, I can do it too. I can do it too. I know how to do it.
You.
Wait. I forgot. Wait. Yeah.
Oh.
Wait,
All
how
right.
do we do it? How do we do it?
Reactions?
No, I'm going to end the stream before you figure it
No,
out.
how do you do it? I don't see how to do it. How do you do it?
At the bottom, see, it says reactions at the bottom.
Press cancel. Press reactions. Do a thumbs up.
Yeah. Okay, now we did it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.